Hey friends, Mrs. Pickett. I'm here back with another video on fractions. Today we're going to take our learning another step, and just like we did with comparing fractions last time, and we talked about how multiplication can help us compare fractions, we're also going to talk about how multiplication can help us find equivalent fractions. Remember, the word equivalent means equal, and we have that word equal kind of inside of there. Equivalent or equal. So what I'm going to show you is in the last video we had on equivalent fractions, we talked about how you can always draw a picture to help you find equivalent fractions. So let's just review that really quick. So let's say I wanted to find see if 2/4 and 3/4 were 3/6 were equivalent. Well, I can just draw two fraction bars, one with 4 parts for 2/4 and one for 6 parts for 3/6, and then I would shade both in to identify that they actually are equal, so that 2/4 is equivalent to 3/6. That's one way to find equivalent fractions. I'm going to show you another way. So let's say we had 5/6, and I wanted an equivalent fraction to 5/6, and you're going to say, well, Mrs. Pickett, that's really hard. Well, all you have to do when you are looking at a fraction to find an equivalent fraction is you multiply. And you can multiply it by any number you want, as long as you do the same thing to your numerator and your denominator. So let me show you an example. So let's say I wanted to multiply by 2. I'm going to multiply my top number by 2 to get 10, and my bottom number by 2 to get 12. So an equivalent fraction to 5/6 would be 10/12. It's easy as that. So if I wanted to find another number that was equivalent to 5/6, just do the same thing. But this time, instead of multiplying by 2, let's multiply by 5. How about? Remember, I have to do the same thing to my numerator and my denominator. So 5 groups of 5 is 25. And 5 groups of 6 is 35. So an whoops, I messed that up, didn't I? That's dirty. So an equivalent fraction to 5/6 could be 10/12 or 25/30ths. The really cool thing about equivalent fractions is that you can literally multiply by anything to make an equivalent fraction, as long as, again, you multiply your numerator and your denominator. So I want you to come up with 3 fractions that could be equivalent to 4/6. So I'm going to multiply by 3. And remember, 4 groups of 3 is 12. 6 groups of 3 is 18. So here's one equivalent fraction. I need 3, so I'm going to do it again. But this time I'm going to multiply by 10. 4 groups of 10 is 40. 6 groups of 10 is 60. Another equivalent fraction to 4/6 is 40/60ths. I need one more. I'm going to make it hard. And I'm going to multiply by 8. 4 groups of 8 is 32. 6 groups of 8 is 48. So my third fraction that's equivalent to 4/6 would be 32 out of 48. So that's basically how you can find equivalent fractions using multiplication. So I want to take it one further, and I want to say, okay, I've got the fraction 3 out of 6, And I'm going to tell you that my equivalent fraction has a 12 on the bottom. Okay? So what's missing now is, well, what did I multiply by and what's my numerator? Okay, so when you think about this kind of problem, because you guys are going to see these kinds of problems sometimes, you're going to think, okay, what did I do to 6 to get to 12? It's like division. 12 divided by 6 would be 2. So then I'm going to put a 2 here in my big box because that's what I multiplied by. To find the missing numerator, all I have to do is multiply 3 times 2, which is 6. So my missing number is really 6. Okay, let me do one like that. So let's say I had 4/10, and I know that I have an equivalent fraction that has a 30 on the bottom as my denominator. So I have to think, okay, what did I do to my 10 to get 30? Remember, you're dividing. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So now, to find your numerator of your equivalent fraction, you're going to multiply to get 12. Just like that. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I know this can be kind of confusing when it's the first time you're seeing it, but don't worry, we're going to practice it in class, and we're going to keep practicing it until we feel really good about it. So your joke for today is, why did the sun go to school? This video will be due in just 2 days, and I will see you soon.